On the podium, sorry Al, right, here they come, and they fan out once again, but Alex Denning down the Bentley straight should be okay to hang on to it, but second place, what's all about making their way through corner for the first time in the race at speed, with Alex Denning with all the targets going on behind him, having about 2 or 3 car lengths advantage going into that final corner at Bowen. So also the race is one winner that's going to lead at the end of the first lap of racing car 33. Sam Weller recovering to second place with that move at the end of the Bentley straight. Like that, Jason Lockwood having a look at the inside of Lewis Brown. Lewis is the driver that's gained most places from the races so far this season. He's a top racer, Lewis Brown. He's had to gain all those places because he's had some bad luck, had to come from lonely grid positions. A replay of a bit of contact which saw number 7, Giorgio Ratsu, was in the top 10 yesterday, number 7 going off the road at the end of the previous lap, but only briefly. He got back on but lost a couple of places in the number 7 car. So from 10th down to 12th for him on that first lap of the race. Right then, nose to tail it is between the top 2 as they make their way into Agostini, with trying to look around the outside and perhaps cut back to the inside. The championship leader, Sam Weller, number 11, but he's careful not to leave the door open, and there's contact between him and Lewis Brown as they come out to Agostini. This is going to allow Jason Lockwood possibly through to second place here. They're wheel banging all the way up into the left-hander at Hamilton because Weller doesn't want to give the place up. Several pieces of contact. Weller hangs on to that second position, and then Lockwood in third has to close the door to stop Ronan Pearson coming through, which he just about does, but poor Lewis Brown has been bundled out of the top 6. I think he's got some damage to the car as well. It could be possibly a puncture or some damage to the bodywork, because even though he's found a bit of a gap in the traffic now, he doesn't look like he's going at full speed, so Lewis Brown's race might be about to unfold in front of him, and that was all with that contact that we saw on the way through Agostini. Coming out of the corner, and yeah, it wasn't quite on that move with Lewis Brown, so there was the contact. See why he went for it, because the door was open, and Lockwood tries to get past Weller, and they wheel bang all the way up the back straight up towards the left-hander at Hamilton. So Denning leads, Weller's second, Brown well out of it now. Is he going to be heading for the pits? Possibly so, I'm afraid. And
that's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah, real shame. A good performance yesterday. He's had some bad luck this year, but that was one that didn't quite work. Utterly see why he went for the move, but it resulted in contact. Each driver, I'm sure, will have their own version of that story, but the end result is that Brown into the pits. We've already lost Harry Nunn as well, who was a retiree yesterday, so a really tough first season of the JCW Challenge, having won the Mini Cooper category 2 years ago, and having come very close to retaining his championship title last year until he was unceremoniously nerfed off the circuit at Silverstone at the very last weekend of the season. So, more battles going on as Dan Zielos, the reigning champion, somebody else has had lots of bad luck this season, going wheel to wheel with Max Coates and just about fending him off. They're 6th and 7th. He with the inside line there. Good battle yesterday as well, those two. Dan Zielos suffering 2 non-finishes last time out at Knock Hill, both related to tyres at the front of the car, one of which he was running in second place, and that rather ruined his weekend because the results of one race set the grid for the next. So Alex Denning leads, number 33, by just over a second and a half. Number 11, Sam Weller, slightly dented car now, running in second place. Third is Jason Lockwood, number 315. Fourth is number 66, Ronan Pearson, 2 wins and a podium at Knock Hill last time out. Leaders about to make their way over the start-finish line at the completion of that lap. As the gap comes down a bit, possibly so, it was 1.568 seconds, it becomes There's a timing screen update. It's a bit laggy, the timing screen in the comms box, but it's halved down to 0.8 seconds because a new fastest lap of the race for Weller, a 2:02.325 second lap. So that was significantly quicker, 8/10 quicker than the race leader. So Weller might have a few dents in the paintwork, but the car is absolutely fine, it seems, as he continues to try and charge on and try to get this race victory if he can. Leading the championship coming into the weekend. So 3 wins so far this season, Sam Weller, including a pair of wins in the first 2 races of the year at Donington. Got another win at Old Park, and a solid weekend last time out with the 3rd, 4th or 5th at Knock Hill, and on the podium again yesterday, Sam Weller. So he's putting together a lovely run in this championship fight. Alex Denning, though, started to come into the mix as well with that pair of race victories that he's had in recent rounds. So on total points, Sam Weller, the championship leader, on 521 points with a pretty healthy lead, but 460 points now for Jason Lockwood in second, and 451 for Ronan Pearson up to third. On total points, that's without all the drop scores taken into account, which will come into measure towards the end of the season. Right. Race leaders, gap continuing, I think, to come down. 2/10 quicker through the first sector was Sam Weller, number 11, and he's a lot quicker down the Bentley straight. Starting to get the toes effectively well now. Weller goes left, goes right, goes left again to try and find a gap. Drifting across the track to the middle of the track is the race leader. Then he cuts back to the inside to defend that position as well. So Sam Weller cannot find a way past at the moment in the number 11 car, run by one of the local teams, Hybrid Tube, based just over the Suffolk border, as he now swings to the outside in the number 11 car to try and get something at the Wilson hairpin on the way out of the corner. But it's relatively easy to defend coming out of Wilson. Even if you take a tight line, you run wide, it still kind of puts you on the right line going into the left-hander at Palmer, which is where Alex Denning is at the moment in the 33 car. Now what could happen, they've got nearly a 2-second advantage over Jason Lockwood in 3rd place.